Yo, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm about to do a rod and reel review. People have been asking for it, you know?
Do you even remember what's what though?
Absolutely not, but we're gonna try it anyways.
Are people really just gonna watch you talk about rod and reels for like 10 minutes?
Well, people can click off if they want, but I will be giving away a brand new rod in this video.
Fine. You do you, man. It's cold out here. All the ponds and lakes are frozen. I'm headed back in. You have fun.
Don't worry, I'll be plenty warm from people roasting me in the comments section. Anyways, our verse of the day comes from Psalm 46, verse 1. I know it says 2, 3, but this is just verse 1 right here. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Might seem like I just woke up, but no. The reason I was laying down was because I just hauled all these into the boat. This verse right here speaks on how the God of the Bible is approachable. He is the one we go to when things are good, when things are bad, when we need a friend. Please do not think God just wants you to follow rules. No. He desires to have a real relationship with us, and that's why Jesus went to the cross so that you and I could be restored to him. Now, before I explain what's all inside of this boat right here, what you guys have clicked the video, I just also want to just give a disclosure that it is so freezing cold here in Virginia that I literally couldn't make a fishing video if I wanted to. I also have been sick the entire week, so sorry for that. Please forgive me. But right here in this corner is actually something very, very special. Us fishermen always want to, get the newest, nicest things, but this right here is living proof that you can make it with what you got. About 5 years ago, I started this channel with around 3 fishing rods to my name, and all of them were older than me. What you see here is like kind of an assortment of newer and older rods. Some are broken, some just aren't being used at all. I'm gonna try and lay these all aside. The thing I don't want this video to become is for you guys to be like, oh, here's just another guy showing off all his fishing rods and everything, because genuinely I hope this will be more of an inspirational video than a flex, because I don't see any point in saying, oh, this is all the fishing rods I have, because that doesn't mean anything if I only catch 1 pounders. A lot of people nowadays want to be like quote unquote YouTubers or content creators. I love how just in the past couple years the internet has really opened up to where this has become possible. And so any of you guys could literally be doing what I'm doing. Okay, so back when I was in high school, I asked my father for a GoPro, and he said, okay, Ryan, you can have one, but you have to pay half of it. So I just wanted to record my own adventures on the water, not really thinking that, it would become what it is today. But these were kind of the combos I was working with. I have this little bait caster right here. It comes in a 2-piece setup. I don't know why it's disjointed, but if I can put it together, this thing this is living proof right here that you don't need things fancy like that boat back there in order to just have fun on the water. I mean, oh man, it's been collecting dust for a bit. I brought it out on the channel a couple times again to catch fish, and it still works great. There he is. That's the fish. Oh yes. Oh, thank you, Lord, thank you. Look at my rod bend. Oh man, let's go. Oh, get in here. But the amazing thing is, this was my very first bait caster. I actually got it from China, like literally from China, not like your Temu or your Alibaba, nothing like that. I literally went to China and I just saw this and I'm like, I want to learn that. So that's when I picked up my very first bait caster. This thing has a lot of memories. I caught like a 5-pound PB on it. And this rod is so flimsy that, look guys, check this out. It's so bendy. It has like no power behind it at all. It's got all the action in the world. This is what I primarily ran for like 2 solid years. And I threw everything on it. From a swim bait to a jig to a soft plastic, everything on this, okay? So some of you guys probably have way better starter combos than I did. Anyways, these 2 spinning reels, I actually used them less because you'll see why in a second here. They're so old. They're like some old Shakespeare from like Walmart, but my grandfather was using those. So I used to go out on these ponds and throw like heavy 20-pound monofilament line and try and cast like an inline spinner. And of course it didn't work that well. So that's why I actually used the bait caster a whole lot more, which is pretty funny just because I didn't know how to use it. Then leaning over here, we have more of the modern stuff. You know, this is super, super recent. A Paw Patrol rod. I got it from Florida. And you guys, if y'all remember my Florida series from this past summer, that was so fun. Caught a lot of bass, caught some snook. Those were my first snookies. And of course the iconic Spider-Man rod. You just can't forget about this. Yes, this summer I even tried to fish a tournament with my friend. But then I showed up to the tournament spot and lo and behold.
Okie dokie, this is gonna be a little embarrassing. So we just pulled up in this parking lot. Let me just show you guys, okay? So tense and excited. And here's the parking lot. Absolutely nobody here. I talked to the guy who works here. Turns out the last tournament they had was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was pretty sad. They did not have a tournament that day, so I showed up for nothing. Man, this is memory lane right here. But like this stuff is all just random. It's like from everything from catfish to telescopic. Yeah, I don't need to talk about these. But those 3 rods were what I started this channel with. So none of you guys have an excuse to say, oh, my mom and dad won't buy me a DC reel. Bro, you don't need one of those. Let me tell you this right now. If you can get a grip of this, it will save you a lot of money, a lot of stress, and just, yeah, you'll be happier in general. Fish don't care what equipment you use. They really don't. Like, you could be using a $30 setup from Walmart, throwing some $3 Senkos, and it will catch you the same fish as your $500 setup with, I don't know, $10 Senkos. Now, I know I mentioned to you guys that there's gonna be a giveaway, and yes, there will be. But I don't wanna have everyone take advantage of it if they're just gonna click and then leave the video, because I want you guys who actually are the real ones to be able to enter it. So you guys just hang on tight. If you guys like these type of things, I'll do more. I'll give away more rods and maybe some tackle as well, just because I want to give back. And don't worry, I'm not giving you one of these crusty old setups. I will be giving you a brand new one, shipped straight to your house. Now, where do I begin? I could easily talk about each of these setups for like 30 minutes, but that's so boring. I'm gonna be so for real. I would never watch something like that. So what I'm gonna do is just grab a couple at a time and just show you, talk about it slightly, whether it's worth it or not, whether I still use it or not, and then we're gonna move on, okay? Just because time's sake. First of all, this can be done very quickly. This is like one of these Toadfish Outfitter combos. They went ahead and sent me it like a while back. I've used it a couple times in the salt, held up nicely. I mean, the reel, it's okay, but the rod, pretty decent. If you didn't know, my channel is sponsored by Halo Fishing Rods. They took a chance on me back when I had like 5,000 subscribers, and I really value loyalty. So I stuck with them because their products are awesome and they've just been wonderful to work with. So here are 2 of their rods. These are kind of the newer ones. Right here, I'm holding in my hands a 7.9 and a 7.2 heavy rod. Like, these things are what you would use to throw those frogs or even go punching in Florida and everything. The reason I don't have a reel on these yet is because, first of all, it's winter time, and second of all is I don't really fish that much heavy stuff in Virginia to where I would need something like this, but these are actually good for swim baiting. So I'm just saving these because I do already have some rods I use for swim baiting. Boom, that's 3 rods down. I'm gonna be so for real with you guys. Over the course of my fishing career, which has been, you know, I've been seriously fishing for like 5 years, and I've spent a lot of money, and I've also, you know, as a content creator, I also get sent a lot of things for free, right? Most of my reels, I bought them myself, and then a couple reels, you know, were just sent to me by different companies. Most of my rods right here are all Halo. And the thing I will tell you is that from what I've realized is fishing really just needs to be simple. Like, I know we fishermen like to accumulate and just like collect everything, but it really just, it doesn't have to be as complicated as we make it seem. For example, like let me actually just organize them in this way. I have an idea. You know what? I'm gonna show you guys my rods and reels according to like what I really use them for. That would be way more organized. I'm sorry, no way am I gonna provide links to all of these stuff. I'll just tell you what are my favorites really, just so you know it's not too overwhelming for you guys. And I guess now is a good time for me to just say, all right, thank you for watching up until this point. If you want to win yourself one of my favorite rods, which is it's one of these. It's a Halo XD3 Pro. It's like a $100 rod, but I've been using these for forever, basically. I've never had one break on me when I was fishing. I only broke it because I slammed doors on it. But other than that, they've been my favorite. They're light, they're dependable, and I want one of you guys to experience it. So if you want one of these rods, go ahead and follow Halo Fishing on Instagram. Of course, you know, you're probably subscribed to me. If you're not, I mean, maybe you can. Then go ahead and comment, why would you like this rod and what would you use it for? Don't give me any like pity stories or anything. Just be honest, you know. I don't look at the comments and say, okay, who really needs it? No, I actually just put it in a random generator. So then it's totally fair that way. And then I'll reach out to you. Like I'll reply to your comment saying like, hey, congrats, you won. I'll probably reply in like a week's time or something. And if that person doesn't respond, then you know I'll just pick somebody else. But yeah, be ready for my response. Anyways, here are 5 setups I like to use for jerk baits and also just really light baits in general. So there's something called BFS, which is it's called Bait Finesse System. It is a bait caster that can cast stuff that you usually throw on a spinning rod. So for example, right here, this is a Shimano Corrado BFS. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is Corrado right here. This thing is used so then you can launch a baby crankbait that big and you won't backlash. It has a super shallow spool. This thing is pretty sweet, but honestly, Shimano, kind of expensive.
Oh, there's a fish. That's not small, guys. That's not small. That's not small. Whoa, that's like a 2-pounder. I just missed a 2-pounder.
If you want a BFS reel, there's some other ones. If you want a BFS reel, there's other brands that are more affordable. And this is on a Halo HFX. Very, very, very light. Then right here, this is actually one of my main jerkbait setups. And funny enough, I forgot the name of this. I think it's called like a flight feather reel or something. It's super duper light. Probably one of my lightest. And I use it to throw a jerkbait on this KS2 Elite Halo rod. Lose Hypermag, this is one of their older models. They got like a new one now, but I would highly recommend this one. Love it so much. Super light and very dependable. Never broke on me. Then we have another Flight Feather. This is actually the one that's like the lightest one. Oh wait, no dude, I might be getting these names mixed up. The one I said was a Flight Feather earlier. I don't think it's actually a Flight Feather, but this one is. And this is actually probably like the lightest reel in the world. I know that's a bold claim and everything. And one thing you'll discover as you fish more is heavier reels are tending to be like cheaper. The lighter equipment is more expensive. And this is, I mean, man, like how do I emphasize? Like, look at this thing, man. Yeah, solid. This is a BFS setup, so it doesn't hold too much line. And so if you throw this into a tree, yeah, and you lose all that line, you're cooked. You're going home. And this is on a KS2 Elite rod again. Very nice.
Oh, dude, I got one. Oh, dude, it's huge. It's big. How do I work this thing? Wait, dude, this might be a bass. This might actually be a bass. Ethan. I might need your help with this. Dude.
Lastly, we have a Cast King Speed Demon. I don't really use this setup much. It has like the fastest gear ratio in the world. You know, these are something you'll kind of find with these smaller fishing brands is the way they stand out is they go ahead and make some crazy product to where, you know, for this, the gear ratio is like super high. I don't even know where it is. It says 10+1 bearings. Yeah. That's pretty quick. That means when you throw this out, you can retrieve it faster than anything else. So, I mean, this is probably good for like flipping or something that requires speed. There we go. We got some more. Now we are narrowing down to what I use more on a daily basis. Another thing is whenever I film a video, I probably just bring with me 1 or 2 rods and like 3 packs of baits. I don't go crazy. I don't bring everything. I just kind of pick out what is necessary for the day. And don't get me started with maintaining this equipment. It can be a pain and a hassle. But, you know, I believe in taking care of my equipment to the best of my ability. I can't promise that I do it as well as I should be, because other people do a fantastic job. Now this right here, if you have over $200 to spend on a baitcaster, I would highly, highly recommend this. This is a Shimano Chronarch. I bought it way back in the day. It was actually a YouTube video where I went ahead and said like, yo, I'm going to Bass Pro and buying the most expensive reel in store. And I bought this thing. Got our coupon. Now let's go make our way to the reels. Chronarch. That's so far the most expensive reel I've seen. Very solid. I've actually upgraded it quite a bit. Got these Gomex's handles, and I have some spool speed bearings in here, which make it like super duper quick. Also, not sponsored or anything by those companies, just, you know, giving you the layout. And this thing is probably the smoothest reel I have. Love it to this day. And this is on an XT3 Pro, which one of you guys will be getting. A couple spinning rods right here. This is one of these toadfish reels. This is actually pretty nice, actually. I have it on a Halo Phase rod, which is a 2-piece, and I actually run these a lot just because they're light and they're easy, they're cheap. And okay, this is where we're getting serious. If you want a good spinning reel, I'd highly recommend the Shimano Vanford. It is a little pricey. It's like retail is around like $190 or something, I forgot. But if you are not afraid to just spend some money in order to get good quality, I got some lines stuck in here. That's not good quality. If you're not afraid to spend a little bit today so then it'll last you for a while, I'd go with something like this. But there's a lot of cheaper alternatives, once again, you know. Expensive tackle just makes your fishing experience a little bit more fun. That's all it really does. And you know what else is expensive? Maintaining an outboard. But right now Mercury is running a special deal on their 75 plus horsepower outboards for an extended warranty coverage of 4 gold factory years in addition to the standard 3. This is valued up to $8,440 per engine. But if you were thinking of running a smaller rig like me, picking up a 75 or below horsepower would also get you an additional 2-year gold factory warranty in addition to the standard 3. With spring around the corner, if you are on the lookout for a new motor, these offers are valid through March 31st, 2025. Don't miss out, drop by English Choice Marine or give them a call to experience this opportunity. I mean, if you're competing on like a serious tournament or something, you might want to get some nice equipment just so, you know, you're not having a disadvantage there. But I'll be so for real with you, like a DC reel, which I'm about to show you guys, is literally just for fun. At some point, you should be able to cast the bait caster without serious backlash. A DC reel doesn't help that much. I mean, yeah, actually it does help a lot, but it's like, if you're decent, then you don't really need it. Another Shimano Vanford. I have a couple of these just because they're just amazing. Same setup as earlier. Throw my drop shots and Ned rigs on them. You know it's bad when you're looking through your tackle and you can't find some setups and you're like, huh, where are they? So I guarantee you this is not everything. This is just what I could scavenge in like 10 minutes. This is another one of my go-to spinning rod setups. This is a KS2 Elite rod with a Daiwa Tatua spinning reel. So between this and the Vanford, I would say the Vanford's nicer and smoother, but this also, it's a little cheaper, but solid.
Which could be a possibility.
Oh, Ethan, no! Did you see that?
That was like a 7.
I just lost a 7-8 pounder.
That was a 7 or an 8.
What I accumulated over a couple years. Just realized that these setups I'm about to show you are not that necessary. They are kind of just for fun. Nowadays, I don't really care if I throw one of these fancier setups or if I just use a regular. As I'm organizing these, I'm actually getting a little concerned. Where in the world are half of my setups. I just realized buried over here is actually a lot of my rods and reels that I do use a lot. Oh man. Okay, let's move this stuff. Free Bibles, guys. Here, yeah, so I'll just run through these real quick. This is a Daiwa Tatula. This right here is a SLX DC, my first DC ever. This is a Vanford right here. This is a Stratic, also by Shimano. And yeah, that makes sense. I was like, dude, where did all my favorites go? Some more randoms before I get into the heavy hitters would be something like this. This is a Sahara by Shimano right here. Really, really nice reel for the price. I've used it, this whole setup, it's on a XT3 Pro. I use this for like stripers and there's just like big fish in general. I'm gonna put that right there. Okay, right here we have a Cast King Mega Jaws. Pretty sweet reel for flipping and just punching into little branches and trees. Then right here we have a Proficiency reel that is on a KS2 Elite rod. Why do I have a swim bait on here? I don't know. I forgot what I was thinking in the time. But this is a fairly light reel, kind of like plasticky and everything. A lot of what Shimano makes their stuff out of is, a lot of Shimano reels are made out of like metal, which, for example, like this. That right here, that is not cheap plastic right there. That is solid forged metal, whatever metal it is. And you know, some of these reels I like to give them a little bit of a shine. So this is not stock or anything, but this is a Shimano Bantam, probably my least used reel ever. I bought it out of impulse because I'm like, it's a good reel, but I never use it. And so that's another lesson for you guys to learn. Don't impulse buy because you sometimes will never use it at all. I don't think I've caught a single fish on this. Yeah, it's getting expensive here, okay? All these reels I'm showing you are like over 200. But this right here is a Shimano Corrado DC. Pretty sweet stuff. This is like the size 300, so it's got a big spool. I put these fancy carbon fiber handles on it, and so you can really feel everything. Love this thing. Pretty sweet. This next reel is probably my heaviest duty setup I have. This is a Daiwa Coastal, and look at that thing. It's you guys can't see very well, but this thing is meant for throwing giant A-rigs, and I've caught a lot of fish on this thing. Pretty big fish. That's not small, dude. Let's go, Chiz. Okay, there's ain't no way he's not getting hooked. Oh, first fish on the A-rig. Okay, last three, and then I'm just gonna end this video because it's getting cold. So right here we have, and you know what, we'll do this. Here's another Metanium DC. Oh yeah, these Metaniums are like $500. I have two of these, and that was after like I had won a Catchco competition, and I just went ahead and celebrated and bought two of those because, you know, they gave me some prize money, and I was like, well, what do I do with this? Okay, these last two, we're gonna speed through it. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Make sure you enter into the giveaway. I have right here, this is, both of these are actually Shimano Exenses. These are both Shimano SSDCs, Exens. I don't know how to say it. You can only buy these on Japan. I use like a site called Digitaka. Pretty sweet stuff right there. One of them I throw swim baits on. The other one is kind of a left-hand reel, so this one I kind of flip with, even though I don't have much to flip in Virginia, but I just have it just in case I go to Florida. The good news is most of these like Shimano and Daiwa reels, you can buy them actually from ACM Tackle. If you use my code YIN10, whoa, camera, why are you doing that? If you use my code YIN10, you can save 10% off. I'm not making any money off of you using my code. It's just there for you, you know, just to use it. I want to help you guys out. So now I gotta put these all back where they belong. I know, yes, first world problem, but very thankful to God, very thankful to you guys and all my sponsors who kind of just made this possible. And yeah, this was not a comprehensive thing of everything I have. This is just what I felt like was important. And of course I didn't show you any of my tackle because like that would be hours long, just not very productive for you or me. And I hope the Yini Tinny can go on the water whenever it stopped being frozen.